Next thing I've got is more Xbox and Steam stuff because this always seems to ramp up and it's ramping up again. So we can chat about it real quick. Just basically about how the next Xbox, next gen Xbox will be a Windows based console with Steam and Epic integrations. We've talked about this. I think we've got standalone videos, clips of this type. We've been on this thing for like a dang year, it feels like. With full backwards compatibility, which that one is interesting because I don't know if I ever put this in the weekly wrap up. I can't remember, but there was a new job posting at Microsoft that the entire job posting was around backwards compatibility for Xbox. So that's interesting because that was within the last month or so. There was like a Steam beta found in some files recently. The Windows based Xbox is basically just it's a console like shell is what it's going to be. I personally think it's just going to be a PC with an Xbox logo on it at some capacity. Full Xbox emulation on PC. So I think it's just a PC with Xbox. Backwards compat for all Xbox games specifically. So going all the way back to the OG, which that's cool. New Game Pass tiers and price changes, which I fully expect that to happen. I'm surprised
I
it
mean,
hasn't.
there's too. The problem with Game Pass right now is there's too many versions of Game Pass.
Right.
Like it's confusing if you're not a Game Pass subscriber and you have to choose an option. It's confusing as hell right now.
It is. Yeah, they tried to simplify it and they didn't do any. They didn't really simplify it at all. Because what is it now? Like core, essential, and
There's
ultimate. Is there something else in there?
so yeah they have all of that for console and PC. They're separated. So if you
Yeah,
buy Ultimate, it's everything, but they have the others for each console and PC.
yeah,
But it's confusing as well because one tier of it one tier of it gives you access to the library and lets you play all the games, but the other tier of it actually is the one that gives you access to day one games.
yeah. Which
That's
that's
the only
ultimate.
difference.
Yeah, that's the ultimate one.
Well, is no, because Ultimate is it for both. Because Ultimate gives it to you for PC and console,
Hmm.
but they have it for console where one of them gives you access to the game library and one of them gives you access to the game library plus day one games.
Yeah, it's super convoluted.
It's
Um,
it's dumb.
Yeah, because I mean, they also have like the Xbox Core, Game Pass Core, which that was the replacement to Xbox Live Gold. Which I feel like look now that it looks so convoluted. I feel like you probably could have just kept Xbox Live Gold as your buy this to play games online, and then have Game Pass be the buy this if you want a Netflix for gaming. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's super convoluted. It's complicated. Apparently, there's gonna be new tiers. Hopefully, they make it easier with price changes, and this is all targeting a 2027 release. Um, I mean, we've been following this rumor for a while. We've said this for a while that when it came to that Activision Call of Duty deal, Gabe personally did not sign it because he said, "I trust Microsoft." The dots have been there, and we here at Gamestetic have been connecting them for a hot damn minute. That Xbox and Steam are cooking up something special. I personally think the next Xbox is just going to be basically a PC, and I think there will be a handheld variant with it. That's my stance on what it's going to be. I don't with that. I don't think they're really focused on the console race. They're just going to have this as a way to play Xbox games if you'd want to do this. Maybe this Xbox console can do even more than what a normal console can do. I don't know. I think they're just focused on making good games at this point, which they've been succeeding at that recently because like Xbox software has been selling crazy on PlayStation, for example. So I don't know. I mean, I think it was interesting that Epic is now included because I don't think that's really been in the
Yeah, I was
rumors
gonna say
before.
that's never been that's one we haven't talked about being included before.
I know
It's
your
one.
problem with this is you want to know the library thing and the store
Well,
thing.
it's one where it's still weird
Yeah.
because it's like there's not the whole reason that you would include Epic in this Xbox and Steam partnership is because there's certain games that are only available on Epic.
Yeah.
But Epic also is a much smaller library of games, and there's a lot of crossover there. So it's one where I see the reasoning why it would have to be included, but it's also like there's very few true exclusives to Epic that would be the cause of it.
Right. And I feel like also for like the library thing and like the shop thing, because we've talked about that extensively before, is like I feel like probably the easiest solution is when you're going through looking at all these games, it'll just have a symbol by the game. The Xbox symbol, the Epic symbol, and the Steam symbol, and it'll show you what you can
Yeah.
buy it for and what it can be playable for. So for games
Yeah.
that aren't like, hey, but then again, if this is basically just a PC Xbox, I guess anything for the most part on Steam or Epic could be playable on this because that's been everything that's been talked about. This is just a PC.
Yeah, it's one where it's like it kind of just depends on how the store is interfaced. If it is like a like 3 separate stores,
Yeah,
where you have like the Microsoft, then you have the Steam, then you have the Epic one. As long as like because those games, some of those games are available on all three. As long as you're looking at one store, as long as it doesn't let you buy it if you already own it in one of the other stores, or at least if there's a warning saying, "Hey, you already own this. It's in your library. You bought it on Steam," for example, then I don't necessarily have a problem with it because especially like that, if it's an all-in-one thing, as long as like if you could see the various games in each store, as long as it doesn't like tempt you to buy it or like allow you to buy it when you already own it in one of them, then it's perfectly fine. Like I don't know, maybe they do like a combined store on
that's
it,
my guess.
and they just have it like when you open the game up, it just tells you it's like this is an Epic game, this is a Steam game, this is an Xbox game, or whatever.
That's what I think too.
Like as long as it's clear which one you're buying it for, because if you did go back to like your normal PC or something to play the Epic one, it would be in your Epic library. Uh, just so that you'd have to know where to actually go on your normal PC to be able to find it.
True.
Is the only thing that would make it confusing.
True. So I think that's the one thing that I'm going to be most anticipating is I want a full breakdown on how we're going to handle all these integrations. That's what I want more than anything. But
yeah, I want to see someone using. I want to see like a video of a store being used and a library being shown.
Yes, that is one thing that needs to be really focused in the promotional, like the big showcase trailer, like let's say the state of like this Nintendo Direct had, where they went over the features and stuff. We need something like that, but for this, where it shows how does the store integrations work. How is everything integrated? With all we're talking 3 different, vastly different accounts here. Like how is everything integrated? That's what I want to know. And is everything playable? Certain things playable. So I'm assuming if everyone is if Epic and Steam and Xbox are all in on this together, I'm gonna assume anything in all the libraries are playable with each other. So, but that also brings the question: is it the same thing for all 3 separate? Like, if you don't buy this console and you continue to play on your PC, John, and you get on Steam and you integrate all of these, can you play things that you have on Epic and you see what I'm saying? That's the stuff that I want to know. Or is
Well,
it?
that's what I was saying. It's like
Yeah.
I can only assume that like this device when it comes out. I assume when you log into it, you will have to log into a Microsoft account that is connected to a Steam account. You'll have to log into one of the 3.
Yeah.
So you'll have to log into your Steam account, your Microsoft account, or your Epic account, and have them all connected.
Yep.
Or else the store just blacks out and won't let you buy the option.
Correct. Yeah. No.
Because that's like like you were saying there. It's like if you buy it on this, will you have access to it on your normal setup? You probably, I mean, you would as long as your accounts are connected properly.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to. That would be the annoying thing about going back to your PC to play it. You'd have to make sure you're actually at the right storefront because they're all separated on PC.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, hopefully whenever this gets announced, they really detail the store stuff. That's the most important stuff we want to know right now. Everything else seems whatever and fine. It'll be if it's a PC Xbox, it's gonna have great tech. So Just need to see the stuff.
As a concept, it sounds great. It's just you got to show me that it's user friendly.
Exactly.